All right, we have green bars, we have a live counter ticking up, which means hello everyone and welcome back to the Storytime Network, where we will be framing some wars.
I have been reliably informed this is not the espionage war game, so...
Yes, there will be no military leaks today.
Game.
Now, please listen to the dulcet tones of the pretty decent Warframe music, and just look at this puppy. Look at it. Look at it while my co-hosts go on to Twitch and tell me what the audio levels are like. Yep, that's your cue, fellas.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. I'm just had to get it up.
And you gotta remember, it's on a slight delay from us talking.
Fair.
Because...
Also, considering how they designed the robots in this game, perhaps you should not use that particular phrasing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Volume seems fine to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are good to go. So yes, hello, this is Warframe, and we are going to yap. Now, why do I gotta make the robots look like this? Is my question. Like,
You know why?
It's not a question of why, it's a question of why not.
You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's fine. That's okay. This one, yes, you can tell, obviously.
Yeah.
This one too is kinda. I mean, they're all wearing. This is one of the few where she's wearing something more than just the skin tight bodysuit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, when I ask why, I ask not because I don't know. I am more just screaming into the void, as it were.
You underestimate the base level horniness of the average person / game developer.
Yeah, no, it's not that I underestimated. They know. They knew. They were going into it. They knew. This game is designed for people with mommy issues. Like,
Honestly, I'm just more surprised this game came from a Western studio, not a Japanese studio.
like this, it was actually, they're Canadian, funnily enough. So you can blame my people for this, but like, let me just not compare. Where? Okay. Do I not have? Does she not have an entry? Because that would suck. If the person who is literally Space Mom, because it canonically, she considers herself your mom, except she's a tall, masked space lady with a cleavage window.
Nice.
There is also a scantily clad giant woman, literally named Mother, who I will show you shortly. It's just like, when I say why, it's more of the rhetorical screaming into the void why.
I know you have issues with Freud, but I feel like he would have a lot to analyze from the game devs.
It really Freud pisses me off because he was stupid, but also I think some of the things he said was accidentally right, because there is a reason there's so much. So yes, this is Mother.
Interested in bounties, are you?
Right. Okay.
Yep.
That was a choice.
Yeah.
There is so much to be done here on Deimos.
And her voice too is like just yeah.
Really going for the monster fucker crowd, I see.
I mean, there's also
You
the younger one.
Don't you? The feeling of
And of course, the fact that there's a mother and a daughter opens up a
fresh ostermeal.
and also her dialogue. They're going much. They're very much like. If you,
you know what the voices do for some people, yes.
yes, her specifically, like they're not even like trying to be subtle with her.
Yeah.
So, what's that?
Yes.
Developers of this game, probably.
So
There
I'm
are
just like
fascinating things down in the exocrine.
just
Grotesque, yes, but survival isn't pretty.
it's just it's okay, but yes.
You know where to
Let me
find
just say they knew what they were doing, and it's worked apparently, because this is a very popular and successful franchise. So you know, if it works, it works, I guess. So yes, that was just the initial, like, starting point sort of thing. I think at this point we can afford to just yap about whatever. So please.
Ones and adults.
Alright, why do you not want more shows like Bones in this day and age?
Okay, yes. Because first pacing it, because that means that oftentimes quality does suffer.
Oh, you don't think every single episode of Bones was a banger?
No. No, I don't. I love Bones. It is not like, there are a lot of issues with it that exist because of the format of the show. By the way, tell me if the gunshots are too loud for the game audio in general. I can turn the master volume down.
I don't think so.
It's smooth a tiny bit loud.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to turn that down. Hopefully this does not dox me somehow. It's like, yeah, just ignore the horrific monstrosities attempting to murder me in the background. Just look at Ember's thighs instead. Because I'm sure the developers were when they designed her. I like Ember because she's an evocation wizard, essentially. She just sets herself on fire and then throws fireballs and meteor swarms at everyone. If that's not an evocation wizard, I don't know what is. So yes, I do think that while... So, something like that has the classic problem of long-running series and, like, quality versus quantity. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that, like, they have very high highs, the lows are in the abyss.
There. Now we can progress.
What are your thoughts on this, then?
I mean, I think there are better examples of shows with that hit really low lows over the course of their long run. Especially with regards to, like, police procedurals and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of really crappy police procedurals, and also House, which is a police procedural, except, it's not, kind of.
It's a medical drama, which in all other medical dramas besides House,
Also,
ER,
I would
and
like...
Grey's Anatomy being the most popular of those.
I would like you guys to keep, like, the stream in the background, because, for example, Jack is cutting out for me, but it is showing that he's still showing up in the OBS, so I don't know if that's
Jack is cutting out for me as well.
Okay, so that's just that's a Jack problem, not an us problem.
Why am I cutting out?
I don't know, Jack, have you considered not doing that?
Okay, first of all,
These are the last of the infested in the area. The largest and
I just like, it's been a while since I've streamed, and I've never streamed a game that's quite this visually, like, busy before, because, like, I don't usually stream games that have graphics. In case you haven't noticed.
Catching what I'm saying coherently.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, yes, but it is just like your volume and audio it's all over the place.
I mean, the visuals fuzzy seem fine.
We can now access.
Game's not too loud. Everyone, including me and you guys, are coming through.
As far as I'm aware, it's fine.
Okay.
Are you doing a bit better now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, I think
will
it's just
say-
the amount of streaming I'm doing, because if I'm not watching the stream, the audio is coming through better, apparently.
Okay, yeah, so in that case, we don't need everyone to, like, as long as one person is watching the stream.
You will need to destroy it so you can
I will say,
explore
Fuzzy,
the
the Twitch says it's unstable due to the average stream bitrate being too high.
Okay! Can you turn that down on your end? Because I think you can.
ceased function.
I don't believe I can, because that's an OBS setting.
Right, okay. Let me...
And I don't think you can do it during the stream.
Okay, well, we know this for the future then.
Yeah.
Yep.
As said, it's fine for now. I'm not seeing any sort of like issues with the stream.
I also have an idea actually for at least a partial solution actually. Let me just get through this and I will adjust the settings, but I think if I stop streaming to Discord, it'll help the bitrate, because I'm currently streaming to both. So I think I might only be able to, like, stably stream to one.
I don't know, because I stream to Discord and I don't think it has any issue with me.
It's possible that I'm just, like, worse at life.
I'll show you the locks on the
yeah, so let me just...
I don't know what the issue is, because the bitrate that I'm seeing via Twitch is the exact same level that I use, so...
I think maybe just my internet might be a bit worse or less stable, because I'm running on a wired connection. The problem is that the wired connection is long distance. Like, I'm running an Ethernet cable, but it's a long Ethernet cable, because I am in the basement and the primary router is upstairs, and I'm running an Ethernet cable like across floors.
I mean, my dude, I literally ran an Ethernet cable from my parents' house to my stepdad's workshop, and streaming was fine.
I don't know what to tell you then. Maybe we just have worse internet in Canada. That is also possible.
Who could say?
Yeah.
The internet is a strange and mysterious thing.
As I said, as much as it's saying unstable, I'm not seeing any signs of that in the actual stream, so I don't know.
So maybe we don't have too much to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, next time I stream, I will, check fucking Twitch and see if it's staying unstable for me as well, but I don't know. There might be some fucking esoteric setting that you don't have up that I do, or vice versa.
Yes, that is an eternal possibility.
Anyway, yes, I'm aware that Bones' lows, especially, latter half, I would say,
So, not necessarily just the latter half. Remember what that show did to set back autistic representation by, like, a decade. You know who I'm talking about.
I also understand that season was during the 2008 writers' strike.
Really? Explains a lot in hindsight.
Had 13 episodes, which I think fucking comes down on my side of the argument of shows need to have more fucking episodes in a season. Which is the broader point that I was making.
So I think you do have a point in that, like, there are good cases for procedurals and things like that. The problem that I have is that not every show has the premise and general...
Again, I'm not saying every single show, but there are some shows
that would benefit from it, and I agree with you.
Needed
yes.
Fucking more episodes. Doctor Who is dying because doesn't have enough episodes in the past few seasons.
Yeah, I don't think we disagree on anything. I think our problem was just, like, I think that there's, on average, less shows that need it than don't.
Okay, power's on. Now we
That's the point I'm trying to make. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just more that I wish the shows that needed it were getting made more than they are now.
That is an argument I agree with, yes. because I do like those long runners. I like not having to, like, being able to, like, get really into one thing and have it be decent quality throughout. That is my preferred medium. The problem is that the stories that facilitate that are less common than the stories that don't, at least in the modern era.
I mean, part of the issue is also just like, we were talking about this off stream, but like, the shift away from the long running structure, rather than like typical long runners, came around the time of the shift to premium cable and streaming. So like, you had HBO had most of their shows on 10 to 13 episode seasons, like starting in like the 90s. And that really picked up with Game of Thrones in the early 2010s. And then you had stuff like Netflix with most of its original programming.
Ignore the Thigh Lady robot being bored, please.
Was that?
Don't worry about it. Just some casual war happening on this Eldritch tentacle planet.
Yes, yes.
I know
As
war
you
is
do.
happening, Fuzzy. I don't know why you need to say it in a German accent.
Okay,
What is
it took me. Okay, listen, it took me a minute. Okay, There's days when I'm.
Anyway.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so most of Netflix's originals had like 13-ish episode seasons. And then seasons started getting shorter and shorter towards the end of the 2010s. I think if you look at like the newer streamers that came out in like the late 2010s, early 2020s, like Disney Plus and such, I'm pretty sure most of the originals at that time still had like 12, 13 episode seasons, 10 at the lowest. But you do see that shift happening towards shorter seasons. And part of it's just they didn't want to pay writers and the rest of the staff. They want to cut down on costs.
So as always,
Which is wild because it feels like, you know, when you hear about... Oh. Okay, no, sorry. I saw a black screen and I got worried.
no, it's just a loading screen. Don't worry about it too much.
Just a loading screen,
Never mind.
okay.
Mandalorian season 1 is 8 episodes.
But the thing is, that show was fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I was about to say is, it's wild that, you know, these things are happening to cut costs, and yet you hear more and more about show budgets, you know, fucking ballooning.
Yeah,
Into
because they want...
ridiculousness.
A lot of it's like they try to get movie-level special effects in for a lot of these. Which, you know, if they want to make them look better, or they want to, like, do some crazy bullshit that's normally, like, only possible in a movie budget, go ahead. They have a shit ton of money to spare. Do it. But, like, don't complain about it if you've tried a more ambitious endeavor and it winds up being expensive.
Yes, exactly. So it's just, as always.
I think there's also an element of they're just sort of going, maybe even going just the lazy route of, fine, we're just going to pay more money to some special effects crew to, you know, get it done digitally instead of trying to find a cheap way of doing it, you know.
In practical effects?
Practically, yeah.
The old ruins beneath the surface must surely contain the deepest and darkest
But
secrets.
yes,
Inside, and the Necroloid will guide
I
you
just,
through. See what's happening down
I've been
there.
trying to make the same joke over and over because it's a joke in the sense that we laugh so we don't cry. But, so it was capitalism that was at fault the whole time.
Yes, capitalism killed the television star, as it were.
I mean, how often do we have these talks where the overall answer isn't, yeah, it was capitalism's fault?
Sometimes it was a fault of people being dipshits in a different way.
Which is often a direct result of colonialism, which is the source of capitalism, really, so...
So, fun fact, do you want to know which guy was, like, one of the biggest progenitors of modern capitalism, global capitalism, as it were?
I feel like I probably know the answer to this, but I'm blanking on it right now, so lay it on me.
He's a dude who has a whole ass country named after him.
Oh no.
You ever heard of Cecil Rhodes?
I have, but I'm blanking, so please enlighten us.
So he's a British dude from
Of course he is. Just as an aside, of course he's British.
from the 1800s. So he was part of the big wave of British upper middle class dudes who were like, you know what? I'm gonna make a name for myself in Africa.
Ooh, I already don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh, and he here's a he is the founder of a company whose name you might recognize, the Beards.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yep. He is the guy who basically started the whole diamond trade, and yep. He
The blood diamond trade specifically.
a pretty big monopoly on it, yeah. And caused artificial scarcity for it as well by, you know, doing a bunch of backroom shit with distributors and also, like, monopolizing the whole thing as best he could. He was also a really racist piece of shit.
I would never have guessed.
That you don't understand. Like, his whole thing was he was mad about, he thought British colonialism would be best for the world, and he wanted everything to just be under British rule, and he was salty about America gaining independence.
Again, this is not uncommon for the time. Believe me.
There was 100 years afterwards.
It was the British in the 1800s.
We stayed angry about that for a while.
Yeah, that was kind of just that was their cultural identity for quite a while, actually.
There are probably some people who are still annoyed about it, frankly.
Oh, believe me, they are, and I think they might be part of the ruling party.
Yeah.
Some of the infested are real stinkers.
On the plus side, Cecil Rhodes died early.
That is
Yeah,
nice.
he died at 49.
That's nice.
48.
Oh, 48, right. But yeah, oh yeah, he was also
Very
one of the
reassuring.
instigators of, I think it was the Second Boer War?
Of course.
That seems likely, yeah.
Yeah, because that war wrapped up in, I think, 1902 as well.
Yeah.
Was that and his death related at all, or?
No, it was just the same year. Both happened the same year.
The strongest local infested are
He died of heart failure, presumably because he didn't have one.
Defeat these and we shall
Yeah, no, that kind of does happen when you, instead of a heart, you have, like, a giant pit of money, and the money is not, grease-proof from all of the exploited, souls you're eating.
Yeah. No, I honestly think that Cecil Rhodes is, like, one of the... Like, he is also, like, one of the big progenitors of, like,
toxicity levels are dropping
the form of white supremacy that was popular amongst a certain, saluting, group, as it were.
You know, this guy just keeps getting
You are almost through
more and more understandable in the sense of a lot of patterns are starting to emerge that make a lot of sense in hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he like I said, real piece of work. I think Behind the Bastards did a two-part on him.
I don't think I will ever get into Behind the Bastards simply by virtue of the fact that I already don't like the fact that these people exist. I am not interested in a podcast that goes into detail about all of the atrocities they committed and probably got away with.
That is 100% fair. It is not for everybody.
Yeah, no, I do not. Well, listen.
They do, however, do a Christmas episode every year where they cover someone who did awesome shit.
So that's like 6 episodes that I can watch out of 400.
They've been going since like 2018.
There is one last
Yeah, that'll do it.
overcome before access is granted.
Hang on, I need to mine so I can craft later.
But yes, now you can trace a lot of evil shit back to like honestly, not too many people in certain periods of time. Like, I'm not going to get into like modern politics. 'Cause
Obviously, we should probably not touch that, just for the sake of our health and sanity, if nothing else. What little we have left.
The outer layers have
Yeah, a lot of shit can be traced back to like
relentless spread.
Well,
But the inner chambers remain unbreached.
dickheads from times past. You can trace a lot of shit back to a certain flavor of person from European history around the time the Americas were quote-unquote discovered, as it were. But yeah. Getting back onto the topic of
Well, okay, to be fair, the Americas were discovered in like 10,000 or 11,000 BC by the people who crossed the land bridge.
I think it's actually close to 15,000 years ago.
Well, you know what I mean, just like,
Yeah.
they were discovered thousands of years ago, and not by Europeans. Well, okay.
No, they were discovered by people from East Asia.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on how European we consider, like, Siberia and Russia and those places.
Siberia is very firmly Asian.
Yes, so, yeah. Definitely not discovered by Europeans. Europeans were probably around then. They were just, you know, not white. They're white people.
So that's a difficult question to answer because humanity originated in Africa.
Yes. This is known.
Yeah.
Anyone who argues against that is a bigot.
Is a racist
Yes.
asshole, yes. If I remember right, like the initial waves out of Africa came around like
Well, there were
somewhere
several.
between 50,000 to 100,000 years ago.
Yeah, well, there were several. Like, there was one
Yeah.
as early as like 200,000 years ago, I think, and then there were sporadically reoccurred until the last one was, I think, about 60,000 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
I know
yeah,
this because I was
one of those
literally on the
waves-
Wikipedia page for it, like, earlier today.
Yeah. Yeah, you can look up the details, but one of those waves was towards the Middle East area. I know you have issues with that phrase, Mill.
Yeah.
But one was for that area towards India and China. Another one moved up and into Europe. And another one moved a bit more like northeast through Central Asia and into Siberia, and eventually the Americas, if I'm remembering
If you watch it 3
right.
times, the vault locks you out for good.
But yeah,
So don't do that, okay?
like white people probably didn't start existing until around like I want to say between 60 and 100,000 years ago. So less than half of humanity's full existence.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Well, no, even then, like, the evolution of the lighter skin tone took a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very good. You descend and return.
Mother just told us we were very, very good and and our actions were very pleasing.
Perhaps you might learn
Because
more
these
once you
developers
strengthen your void connection.
clearly have a type.
It is a difficult place to navigate with only one eye open.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why did she have to say that specifically in that specific phrasing with that specific tone? This is not something that can possibly happen by accident. Because I'm sure there are people who would try and argue, oh, well, I'm sure it's just like you being a degenerate that you think that. No, that specific combination, there's a lot of things that go into that specific combination of traits that cannot happen by accident. So yes, I have thoughts on all this, I'm sure, as you've heard.
I mean, look, Fuzzy. We can talk about that kind of thing, all like just fetishes and kinks all you want, but like, I'm sure we'd probably get like flagged for something.
We're
don't
already
do
on
that.
basically every list that is relevant. I don't think that's much of a problem anymore.
Yeah, probably. Regardless. I'm fine with talking about whatever.
Hang on, I'm just
But
pondering the
I know you
whole...
have a special book of topic, not a book of topics, but you know what I mean.
You have the notepad
Yeah.
file, yes.
Yes.
Please, share. I usually open up my notes, but my notes are currently unavailable, so feel free to share.
Oh, okay. I didn't really have anything on standby.
Oh, well. Fair enough.
Let's see. So, no, you don't want to talk about anime, do you?
Depends on, like, anime specifically, or anime as a sociological construct?
So I was gonna say that we could talk about the process of how you determine what anime or media in general, really, that you choose to recommend to a person.
So, okay, I have one of those we laugh so we don't cry answers for this.
Oh boy.
The answer is I don't recommend things anymore, really.
Aw, that sucks.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think I have a 0% batting average.
Jesus, really?
I don't think anyone has ever consumed media that I have recommended. At least I cannot think of a single example of this off the top of my head.
Was it you who recommended Cradle to me?
Okay, Cradle is the only exception, and even then, that was a side recommendation because I'm pretty sure it was not just me who was recommending it. But Cradle would technically be the only example there. Yes.
Yeah, I forget which member of our group was the first one.
It was either me or Gen.
Cradle.
It was me or Gen.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
I mean, I will check the chat.
You don't need to do that.
Check the chat log.
You do not need to audit our chat logs, Millington.
Those
do,
chat
though.
logs are several years old.
I mean, the first one to mention... I think it was you.
Okay.
I think it was you, Fuzzy.
Okay, so... I am...
Gen...
Okay, go ahead.
Gen mentions finishing Unsold, and then your response is that is about Traveler's Gates.
Oh, so it was Gen then? Right?
No. In response to Gen saying he finished Unsold, you talked as if you had also already read Cradle.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I think, anyway.
That might, in fact, be the case. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Now I know this.
Fuzzy, do you remember how you first read Cradle?
So, I do, actually. I had gotten into... So I was in my Royal Road phase, which is now the Lit RPG website. It wasn't always the Lit RPG website. It used to be the Publish Your Original Stories website that later became the website where where reading comprehension goes to die. I have some very strong thoughts on lit RPGs, as I'm sure you can tell.
What? No, never would have guessed.
But generally speaking, I went there, I fell in love with the concept of progression fantasy. And I also had Amazon Prime, which gave me a Kindle Unlimited subscription, which recommended to me progression fantasy that I have later in hindsight realized it was that thing. It was the Boss Baby meme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where if the only movie you've ever watched is Boss Baby, it seems like a great movie to you. Arcane Ascension. It's not a bad series in terms of like writing structure and quality. It just kind of simultaneously hits everything I hate about like fantasy writing, which is not what everyone hates about fantasy writing. So I should clarify, because I also write in the progression fantasy space, and I don't want to make enemies of Andrew Rowe, because he is basically... I'm going to tell you that nickname off stream, because once again I don't want to have that on record, but he is friends with Will White, and essentially I read Arcane Ascension, was like, okay, I want more of this, so I went to the like subreddit for progression fantasy, and everyone was like, oh, if you liked Arcane Ascension, you'll love Cradle. And then I realized what good progression fantasy was like. Also,
Okay, no, Gen might have been the first one to read it. I'm honestly not sure.
It might have been a case of both of them stumbling upon it independently and just merging.
hang on, I'm being hugged by a facehugger.
Oh boy.
This is the infected by alien hive mind tentacle planet, so you know, there's that. Oh.
At the very least, it seems like you might have... I don't know. I definitely think you read Traveler's Gate.
I definitely did that. So, no, I think it was just that I got Will White recommended to me, and on the basis of if you liked Andrew Rowe's writing, you'll enjoy Will White's writing. And so I started in chronological order of release. So I started with Traveler's Gate and then worked my way to Cradle. So I think by the time that Gen finished Unsold, I already knew what Unsold was, and possibly had already started Cradle.
Well, you say in response to Gen finishing that, Gen mentioned Soul Land?
Right, yes, I was already a Chinese web novel head. I was already reading Shensha. Voraciously.
In response to that, you say, I've gone the opposite route, but I'll definitely burn through Unsold.
Yes, because I'm like, yes, okay, so I think I may have started reading Will White generally first, but I think I started with Traveler's Gate, whereas Gen started with Unsold. And that is where the confusion comes in.
I mean, it also doesn't help that between Gen finishing Unsold and starting fucking Soulsmith, you apparently read the 6 books that were out.
I had already finished all of the available Cradle novels, yes. There were only 6 books out, and I had already finished reading them, I think, in a week.
4 days.
Listen, you know what my reading habits are like. This should not surprise you.
3.5, actually.
Again, should not surprise you in the slightest.
Because the message you sent saying I'll definitely burn through Unsold was sent 21st of July, 5 to 7 p.m. my time, and the message you sent saying I've read all 6 books with regards to Cradle was sent 25th of July, 20 past midnight my time. Oh.
Yeah, that does track. I did, in fact, I think I just decided not to sleep and read Cradle instead. Listen, y'all know what I'm about, don't...
Summer that I read a lot of shit, because I read Cradle, I read fucking, I can't remember the name of the series, but, you know, Sanderson, Rhythm of War.
Yes. Stormlight, yes.
Stormlight. I read Lies of Loch Lamora, which I enjoyed, except it was also very sad.
Yeah, that's why I will never read that series.
Too dark for my taste, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's saying something, considering the fact that we have very different thresholds for what we consider too dark.
Everything I've heard about Lies of Loch Lamora tells me I probably would not enjoy it.
It was a good book, I just, like, yeah, it just was depressing in the end.
So what you're saying is that in the end, it didn't even matter.
I love that song.
I probably also read like Traveler's Gate as well. I think.
But yeah, so I have probably recommended dozens of things over the course of my life, and the only hit I have gotten then is Cradle. So that's like, at least, minimum I'm 1 for 12.
I mean, I think part of it might be that a lot of what you've recommended has been, like, web novels. And those are kind of, like, hard to get into if you're not already, like,
Except,
of the mode to read them.
because like, it's, so, like, here's the thing. Then the question becomes, do you read digitally or not? Because if you are okay with reading digitally, web novels is literally pulling it up on your phone and reading it on your phone. There is, like, if you already read books on your phone, there is no difference between reading published books on your phone and reading web novels on your phone.
Oh, I've read web novels. I'm not saying it's a me thing. I'm saying a more general thing. Because, let's be honest, Fuzzy, web novels aren't usually... They have a lower average of quality than most other, you know, mediums.
Well, I think the idea is that I try and recommend the best. I'm the filter.
Yes.
I'm already doing, like, the filtration for you. That's the point of the recommendation, is, like...
Oh, I don't disagree.
Yes. So, that's the thing, is, like, I read all of the trash to find the gems so you don't have to. That's my idea, but the problem is just, it's just like, people are busy. And I understand the psychology of this. And again, I should reiterate, I am not saying this as a slight against anyone. I am not trying to make anyone feel bad. That is not my intention and is never my intention. I am making an observation, and it is possible that I am speaking more insensitively than I should be, just because I'm not sure if I'm communicating wrong or not. Right? So I've made a habit recently of trying to open with that. That being said, I have recommended a number of pretty solid things to a lot of people, and the problem is that people have very little time. And people...
Oh yeah.
And just psychologically speaking, a recommendation is in many ways a risk. It is a risk that, because you have not sought it out, it is a risk that it will take up time that you would have preferred to not be taken up by that.
Yep.
And so, as humans, we do tend to be risk-averse enough that we are like, I'm just going to go with the thing that I know I want because I sought it out, instead of the thing that I am not sure if I will like.
Yeah, that 100% tracks with what I remember from psych class.
Always a pleasure. Ta-ta, lovelies.
Yeah, I think also some people have a thing where it's like, they're the ones who do a lot of the media consumption, and thus they are the filter for recommending to other people. I think that might be where I am. Because I know we're for different mediums, Fuzzy. I'm not going to...
Yes.
Yeah. Because most of what I watch is, like, anime, television in general, but mostly anime specifically. And, yeah, like, I feel more than comfortable recommending stuff to people because I watch a lot of it, and I think I have a pretty good taste for it overall. And if I know someone's general media tastes, I think I can recommend them something that they'll like more often than not. I don't always hit, but I think I hit most times. Like, most of the stuff I've recommended to other people, like my brother, for example, they usually enjoy. Then again, I know that my brother's also just very easy to please.
Yes, he is. He's also your brother who you know in person. and like
Yes.
can interact with on a relatively regular basis in person.
Yes, I do think when I do give out like large-scale recommendations, though, I do generally qualify them by saying, if you like this kind of thing, you will enjoy this. At least that's what I try to do.
I think the other thing, Fuzzy, is a lot of the people you're recommending to are mentally ill.
I mean, I don't know anyone who's not. That's the problem. Do you?
Fair. Fair.
But, you know... So, you know, a lot of the time, you know, yes, you're recommending stuff to me. And I'll be like, yeah, I trust you, I want to give this a try, and then my brain is just like, you can't trust something new. You've got to watch old stuff. Only old stuff.
Yes, instead of reading this thing that I am assured by someone who knows my tastes assures me that I will love it, I'm just going to rewatch Bones again. Listen, it's not a slight against Bones, but it's just I was using... It was on hand. You did literally say you were going to do that, like, today.
I've already started.
Yes.
He's done it with House, too.
Yes, so...
I've done it with the house.
I understand, and I'm sure that you can occasionally struggle with this, and I don't mean to add to that struggle, but just, it's one of those things where it is very frustrating when you recommend something that you know is going to hit, and it just does not get read.
Oh, I have been there, Fuzzy. I have been there.
And I think it's also because I think I might have the smallest social circle out of all of us.
It's possible.
Because my social circle is you guys and one other dude. Well, but two other dudes, more or less. Two or three, like a couple of relative acquaintances more than anything else. So, like, in terms of, I have a single-digit social circle, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And I'm including acquaintances in that number. I'm not even talking just close friends. I'm saying including acquaintances, my social circle is my parents and otherwise single digits. I think I know 3 people I talk to IRL. But yes, so, basically, because my sample size is smaller, I have a disproportionately lower hit rate, I think. I think that's how this is working.
Could be. I also just understand the frustration of getting recommendations just like bounce off people, because just because I recommend something doesn't mean someone's going to watch or read it, you know? Yes,
but it does make you upset. Whether that's rational or not is a separate conversation, but it does make one upset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand it. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Correct.
Once you strike the first marker, the race is begun.
Yes. On a lighter note, I know Mill and I were discussing
Excellent.
the recommendation list we put together for our respective mothers at some point on
stream. Did we talk
stream.
about the Vanitas stuff on stream, or was that in the pre-stream chat?
Pre-stream, I'm pretty sure. Mill, do you remember?
That conversation we were having about what I was showing to my mum?
Yeah.
That was pre-stream, I believe.
Yep, thought so.
So yes, I've started, well, I'm rewatching, Mum's watching for the first time, Case Study of Valentine's. Because, she was getting a little,
tired of teenage angst.
Yeah, little tired of teenage angst after, Blue Box.
Which, you know what, fair. A lot of anime have teenage angst.
You know what I'm curious about? Which one is the football anime that is that makes Kuroko look like a serious
That's
realistic
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock? Yes, I knew it was one of the blues because there's Blue Lock, Blue Box.
It's crawling with
In the same season, we had Blue Box, Blue Lock, and Blue Miburo.
That was so funny.
There's also Blue Exorcist and Blue. There's at least one more Blue Sports thing.
I can't remember what it's called, but that one is also a football one, but it's more of a more realistic than Blue Lock.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yes. So anyway,
I don't remember exactly. I have read it a while back.
just Blue Lock conceptually on one of the major power scaling wikis has some of the Blue Lock characters in the same tier as like Azathoth and Yog-Sothoth. Because
That's absurd.
Yes, but the arguments are very, like, the way they describe it makes it very hard to argue if you haven't actually watched the series. Because that series gets up to some stuff.
It does.
This is not football, this is life and death.
It is.
It's like... It's one of those... It very much follows the, Yu-Gi-Oh! School of writing, Rip Kazuki Takahashi.
Yeah,
I miss Kazuki Takahashi.
Same. It's a little tiring, not gonna lie, and it's sort of... It feels kind of formulaic. I mean, during the last season, I was very much...
Oh, you watched it?
Oh, yeah, I've watched Blue Lock. Of course I have.
Yeah,
You know this man is
sports
trash.
Okay, so Neil is the sports anime guy, but you explicitly prefer the more grounded one, so I was thinking that you might not have stuck through with Blue Lock.
No, I'm still watching it. Because as much as it is formulaic and as much as I was towards, I would say the middle third of the most recent season, sort of going, okay, we've got the whole, oh yeah, the opposite team is overpowering you, Isagi, come on, just get to your fucking realization that you can actually do it and just do it, please. But when he does it, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, that is generally how this sort of thing goes.
Admittedly, I did end up switching from sub to dub partway through the most recent season. So,
just smell those pheromones.
but to be fair,
also, by the way, just for hang on, just let me interrupt you for a second. It's not just they don't just have stuff for the ladies. There's also a dude who talks, who is giant, half naked, and talks about pheromones in a sultry voice. So there's something for everyone, really.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the reason I would say a fairly significant part of the reason why I did switch from sub to dub was Justin Briner talking in a country accent. So
oh no.
Yeah.
Why do they gotta drag Justin Briner into this? Wait, do we still like Justin Briner, by the way? I'm
yes, yeah. 100%.
Okay. Listen, okay?
No.
I'm never sure anymore.
There are fascinating things down
Fair.
in the exocrine. Grotesque.
And can you blame me?
Survival isn't pretty.
Not really.
No.
Be careful with the first incision. One clumsy moment.
Why does she have to talk about gutting eldritch infected fish in that tone with those terms?
You know
Definitely
why.
Plenty more of these.
Again, I understand, but I need to scream into the void about this to maintain what little sanity I have left.
Until next time.
But yes, so yeah, I was thinking that you might have, like, fallen off Blue Lock, but I'm surprised to hear that you didn't.
No, I'm still going with it.
My condolences.
We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens with the next season. Very much, I did not rush myself to catch up to the end of the last Blue Lock season.
But you can procure what you need
I mean,
to survive.
it's interesting at the moment in the manga that I'm reading because the second most recent Jump batch had 3 fucking sports series in it.
They're also
All
going,
satisfactory,
right?
I hope.
I forget.
They're all still going because they haven't reached
The point where they'll be axed yet, yes.
they haven't reached volume 1 yet for the most part.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. The axe is coming for them. It's just
The axe is definitely coming for one of them. One of them introduced a mysterious brother who'd been living abroad, like in chapter 9 or chapter 10, which is a really bad sign. When you're pulling out that kind of reveal this early on, that's a really, really bad sign. Meanwhile, the one that I thought was doing the strongest probably isn't. And part of it is probably due to the most recent arc they've finished. I say arc, it was like 3 chapters long. But, you know, that counts as an arc this early on in Jump. Because it's a fucking...
Go on, dear.
It's called Ping Pong Peril. And it is probably closer to the sort of Kuroko side of things than the, let's say, Haikyuu side of things.
Go on.
In that the protagonist is like 1 billion yen in debt and gets sort of shanghaied into this secret underground ping pong ring where you play people for 1 million yen apiece.
That is incredible.
And there's all sorts of bullshit that happens. Like, I think the second person the protagonist faced, they played in the guy's bar. Like, an L-shaped bar, and, like, the bar was the table.
Yep.
And so there was all sorts of bullshit going on there. The issue is, as I said, the most recent opponent was the guy's teacher. Who only keeps up by injecting himself with increasing amounts of steroids, and the prize that he wants to take along with the money is the protagonist's little sister.
No, oh no.
Yeah!
God, you had me for a while, and then...
I know! It had me for a while! And then that happened, I was like, okay, this is going on longer than I would like. Why couldn't have this been
Yeah, that's what... It was one of those situations where they did not need to go there.
Wait,
No,
I missed that. What?
The,
So,
he bets his sister... He bets his little sister with the old man.
What?
Yeah. No, to be fair, the protagonist has very little say in this.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
The protagonist isn't like agreeing to it, really, I don't think. I can't remember, honestly. But the fact that the teacher asked in the first place is what got me. And he's just in general a creep.
I would have never guessed, based on that one piece of information I know about him.
And again, like, the matches previously had been, like, quite inventive in how it was, you know, not a typical ping-pong match. This one was just the guy was super strong, and he kept breaking the table.
So what you're saying is it's just trying and failing to be ping-pong, the animation, which is already... There's already 2 extremely good Battle Shonen ping-pong anime.
Yeah.
Scorching Ping Pong, which is the Cute Girls Do Cute Things, that is a Battle Shonen Ping Pong disguised as Cute Girls Do Cute Things Ping Pong, and Ping Pong the Animation, which is just a transcendent work of art.
Oh, no, sorry, it was 4 chapters long.
That is...
It went from chapter 7 to 10.
That is
which,
approximately
yeah.
4 chapters too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. As you know, for me, I am on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to that flavor. In terms of, I really prefer the,
Okay, so I've just quickly read the chapter. Basically, you've got to put up money, and because this was a promotion match, it was 5 million yen. The protagonist only had 3 million yen, and so the teacher basically went, oh, to make up for the other 2 million, you're going to let me measure your little sister's shape to create a special figure.
oh no. That's just... no.
The protagonist agrees basically because he thinks that this is going to be an easy win.
Oh my
Eliminate all
god.
corpus threats.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up. I would drop the series too at that point.
I'm still reading it.
Oh, wow.
We'll see what happens in the next couple of chapters.
Oh, this is the most recent development?
Yeah. As I said, there's 10 chapters out, and it was chapter 7 to 10. This fucking match. When, as I said, the previous matches were two chapters, I think. Maybe 3.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Morty.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
On the plus side, the third sports series of that batch, Harakaze Mound, which is a baseball one, seems to be pretty good. I'm enjoying that. And it's by the same author duo as Phantom Seer, so...
Hopefully it doesn't suffer the same fate as
I don't remember if I liked Phantom Seer or not.
Really... I liked it. It should have lived. It didn't.
Oh, okay, then I didn't... I think that just means I didn't read it, because I... Yeah, I can't.
You're not a masochist in the same way that I am.
Yes, we've established that I'm the only person in this call who is not a masochist.
No, you are a masochist.
Just a different kind of masochist.
Yeah.
Okay, explain this to me.
Well, you read so many fucking dogshit web novels.
Someone, yeah. I am, that is not masochism. That is a noble sacrifice.
Okay, then, fine. What I'm doing with Shonen Jump series is a noble sacrifice. We can all say that we're making a noble sacrifice,
no,
but let's be honest.
No, here's the thing. I agree with you. But I think the thing where it crosses over into masochism is that you get invested even when you know the thing is going to die.
In fairness, that doesn't happen that often anymore. I've got a pretty good eye of what series is going to die and what isn't. Phantom Seer was, like, back at the beginning of my Jump journey.
Yes, I am the same way. I have become so much better over the course of my life of just, if I can see the signs, I drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
yes,
hot.
we are aware.
I will say, though, if Shinobi Undercover dies at this point, I'll be very sad, because it is so good.
Oh, look at the puppy. Anyway, yeah, I am sort of just in a situation where I know what I like. The problem is that what I like is so niche that I need to look very hard to try and find it. And that is not a me problem. That is not my fault. It is the world that is to blame.
It is not me that's wrong, it is the children. The children are wrong.
Listen, I have an entire rant involving lit RPGs that I could go off on based on that statement. I'm not...
Do it! We have the time, but do it!
So, okay! My favorite streamer has mentioned something. He has mentioned that basically, it's not that late Gen Z and Gen Alpha are dumber. It's that they have been raised and trained to process information in a way that is different from earlier generations.
Yeah, that's right.
However, that has caused things like reading comprehension to suffer. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I have an idea.
Lit RPGs are literally, what if we just eliminated the need for reading comprehension by not having anything, any subtext at all? Or rather, not even subtext, we just explained everything with just a blue box and numbers.
Find more. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
So it's basically the whole thing of, like,
It is lit RPG is a genre based around the concept of showing and not telling. It's an entire genre that does.
Tell, don't show.
Yes.
Genre.
Okay. Yeah. It is an entire genre based around telling instead of showing.
Open your relic.
They just tell you everything outright without showing anything. And that is what the kids are liking, because it's extremely popular, and it's to the point where there are active, large communities that are like, I like the concept of this book, but I couldn't get into it because there were no stat screens.
Oh yeah, no, those kids dumb.
Except apparently you're just not allowed to say that.
No, they're stupid.
I know, but people get very mad at you when you say that, including people whose communities I generally like. Like, there's a decent amount of Cradle fans who are into lit RPGs in ways that I think are unreasonable.
Yeah, that tracks. Look, everything I know about lit RPGs, I know it to be, like, a sterling example of Sturgeon's Law in action. Except even more so, somehow.
The only good lit RPGs are the ones where for most of the time you can ignore that it's a lit RPG.
Yeah, the lit RPG genre just does not seem like it's tailor-made to be anything but trash.
It's literally designed, so one of the most popular authors, and I blame this guy, because he made a post on the Royal Road forum of, here is how to most efficiently monetize your lit RPG.
Oh, fuck off.
And it basically boiled down to, and every chapter that is a series of dopamine rushes, then a cliffhanger, that should be every chapter. Also, make sure number go up every chapter, and also make sure you drag out story and plot arcs for as long as possible.
Because you're roboting hard.
I think it's the you're peaking.
Yes, yeah. It is that I'm peaking. I'm sorry. So, he said, every chapter should be a series of number go up dopamine rushes, followed by a cliffhanger, and you should avoid resolving plot threads and stretch things out for as long as humanly possible. And a lot of people read that post and decided they would give it a shot. Some of those people became very popular, which then further reinforced the post. I'm upset by
No,
this.
that's fair.
I gathered. Like, the thing is, it's a case of just, like, they want to both formalize and monetize the memed upon thing of this is all hype moments and aura and all that shit.
And the problem is that it works for this generation, and that makes me upset.
No, the reading comprehension has dipped substantially.
Look out for reactant. Select reactant to open your weapon. Be aware. Only corrupted enemies will drop it. You are going to need more reactant if you want to open that relic.
But you know what series manages to do hype moments and aura along with incredibly good writing?
Other than Cradle?
Kagurabachi.
Yeah.
Listen, I will eventually read it. I
They're
just...
all 100 chapters at this point. So.
No. No, now my issue is a different thing. I don't think I've read manga in a really long time, because my brain has just gotten worse at processing it.
Ooh.
Right? Like, it's harder for me to, like, listen, I'm getting old, you will eventually have to take me out back and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeller you?
Yeah, you will eventually have to, I'm getting closer to the point where, I'm gonna need to be old yellered. And so as a result, it's become harder for me to maintain focus while paying attention to, text and visuals at the same time. Which is kind of sad, because I don't think I'm old enough for the dimension to be setting in quite yet, but, you know, I'm getting there. And so that's why I've had a hard time just reading manga, because it's just, like, it's been harder for me to, like, focus on it and just, like, process it. It's a me problem. I recognize this, and I agree that I believe you when you say coward. I'm doing the thing that I get mad at, right? I'm doing the thing where I know that I would like this, and I'm just not engaging with it because of my own mental illness. And I understand how frustrating that is, because that has been my lived experience for everything else. And I hate it. But I cannot, like... Mankind knew that they could not change society, so instead they blamed the beasts. But they saw beauty in the lives of beasts, and could not do anything about it.
Well, they stabbed it with their steel knife, but they just could not kill the beast.
Well, no, I was specifically, the reference I was specifically making was Guilty Gear.
I was referencing Hotel California.
This varied... Okay! There's a lot more overlap there than you'd think. Between Guilty Gear and Hotel the main character of Guilty Gear, he is literally named Frederick Bulsara.
Nice.
Are you aware of what that entails?
No.
So, Freddie Mercury's real name was Farouk Bulsara.
Right.
So his name is literally Freddie, followed by Freddie Mercury's surname. And
amazing.
His prized possession is an autographed vinyl of, I think it's one of the famous Queen LPs.
Sounds about right.
By the way, did you know that did you know that Prince is homophobic?
Did not.
'Cause, like, that's wild to me, 'cause he's, like... Well,
Very famously flamboyant, yes.
He was kind of a queer icon, and then it turned out he was extremely homophobic.
Another job well executed.
So I'm just like... It was, like, very... I only recently learned this, and it was very, surprising to me. And I think you understand why. But yes, so yes, there's a lot more overlap in Hotel California and Guilty Gear. Also, the Guilty Gear anime...
Which one?
The most recent one. Dual Rulers.
Oh, that one. I watched like 3-4 episodes of that.
That is not a series you can watch without knowing. I apologize on behalf of Guilty Gear fans everywhere. That is a series for people who are already Guilty Gear fans.
Yeah, I sort of got that impression.
Yes, no. There's probably like 6 YouTube video essays on Guilty Gear lore that you would need to read before that, because it is a very, very dense lore.
I enjoyed what I saw of it, but there was also very much a why is certain stuff happening, and you know.
Yes, it's one of those things that
acting like idiots.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense in hindsight. Also,
speaking of video essays,
can you remember who specifically? Just 1 second, Jack. Could you remember who specifically you thought was acting like an idiot? Because I might be able to explain why.
Main boy, distinctly.
Which one?
Eye patch guy.
Oh, Sin. Sin.
Sin, yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
How old do you think Sin is?
Like 18?
He is, I believe, 3 years old.
What? I'm sorry, what?
It's because he's a gear.
Yeah, I got that part.
So, do you know how old his mother was when she had him?
No.
3 years old.
damn.
I feel like the dads should be on some kind of list.
Funny enough, do you know who, the dad is?
I know who the dad is. I can't remember his name right this second.
Kai is the dad. No. Do you know what his relationship is with Saul Bad Guy, the main character who is Sin's grandpa?
I didn't realize he was Sin's granddad.
Yes, his daughter is Sin's mother, and his son-in-law, his daughter's wife, or his daughter's son, is in fact his longtime rival.
You have collected enough
Right.
reactants to open your relic. You have lost control.
So,
The lore of the series is so confusing.
it's
I
very anime.
did not know enough about the series going in.
Yeah, it's very anime. However, it did feature one of it. Listen, all you need to know is Brisket is a major part of that anime, and she is
We are in total
our
control.
collective treasure, and we must cherish her.
Obviously.
I'll admit, I'll say that was a part that I enjoyed of the episodes I watched.
What, Bridget, in general?
Bridget was fun, yeah.
Yes, Bridget is she is a queer icon on in 9 different categories, and we will forever love her, and anyone who dislikes her is a bigot.
Also, just a quick question about the years thing before we move on. Is it just that they just age very quickly or something? They grow up very quickly?
They're basically artificial life forms that are created fully formed.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so 2 gears can sexually reproduce, obviously, we have evidence for that, but even then, they grow from baby to adult in, days.
So it's a weird-ass aging process.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
We have control.
And then, so they grow from baby to adult in days, and then are basically immortal.
Tower lost.
Right, okay.
So yes, I'm sorry I interrupted you, Jack. Do you remember what you were gonna say?
Video essays. How do you feel about those?
I love them.
Sorry, one last thing.
Yes.
I felt it was a major failing of basically a lot of the characters, that the incredibly shady US senator only became a suspect at the end of episode 4 when he'd been shady the entire time.
Alright, are we gonna talk about the fact that the President of the United States in that setting is a ninja?
I was aware of that, yes.
Chip Zanoff. He's not even a ninja, he's a weeb, explicitly. Because there are Japanese people. He is not one of them. He just really likes the idea of being a ninja and is also the president of the United States.
Yeah,
I
so
wish we had someone like that for president.
Soul Bad Guy and the President fought together on the Flying White House, apparently.
Yes. Also, there's Gold Lewis Dickinson,
Will you stay or go?
Amazing name.
Who is, I think, the Secretary of Defense, and is a very large man whose weapon is a coffin and a minigun.
Yeah,
No,
it's
he
very
will not
Alabama
elaborate
from
on
the
that.
sounds of it.
I also liked Elfelt.
Yes, you and a very specific part of the fandom.
Capture another signal.
But yeah, like in episode 3, they were apparently talking about somebody leaking US government info to the anti-gear faction. I was like, oh, I wonder who it could be. Maybe we should ask the senator who's anti-gear. Stupid fucks.
But yes, so I actually forgot to make my point. Bridget had... There was an entire scene in that anime where Bridget was taking a bath in a lake in the moonlight while Unica just stared longingly at her. Which
I'm fairly sure I watched that episode, actually.
It was later on, but yes, there was a scene where Bridget was taking Yes.
Then there may have been 2 scenes.
If I remember vaguely correctly, I think it was episode 4 from what I've seen people tagging.
Yeah, I watched episode 4.
Also, like, everyone desires Bridget carnally. Like, in-universe. There are at least, off the top of my head, 3 to 4 women who have expressed romantic interest in Bridget. Which is just incredible.
Bridget got game.
Have you seen her yo-yo?
Yeah, Bridget got game.
She does tricks on it.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, we can talk about video essays now if we're done gushing about Bridget.
Yeah, go for it. I'm through the notes that I took on those episodes.
But yeah, no, I think video essays are, like, honestly really good overall, but there's also, like, you always get, like, those video essays that are, like, clearly made by someone who's, like, feeling very ranty about something and just, like, does a video about it, and, it's, like, 5 hours long or some shit. It's like, what the fuck, man?
You know what's funny? I actually have a recent, new, really good video essay, addiction that I've come across recently.
Oh, okay.
Are y'all familiar
So
with Josh Strife Hayes?
We have lost control of a tower.
Josh Strife
We're going to
Hayes.
need more reactant if
I'll
you want
know
to
that
open
one.
that relic.
He is a British man with the type of voice and accent where if you are into that, you may need tissues while watching his videos.
I am not into that, but,
Well, no, because the content of the videos is also extremely good. Like, he is very well spoken, well researched. Like, it's just, his videos are just good, but also, if you are into certain things, you will need tissues while watching them. I'm not, but I've been on the internet long enough to know that those people exist, and are probably very happy that he exists.
yeah, so
Oh, you meant tissues in that context. Oh, okay.
Oh yes, no. No, it's more comedic than tear jerky. So I'm talking. It's not a tear jerker. That's not the type of jerky I'm talking about. If you know what I'm saying.
God damn it.
Yeah.
We are in total control. Keep fighting.
Yeah. No, I periodically go on video essay binges just because I'm a sucker for those, and sometimes I go back to the old well, but usually there's enough for me to, like, just... I can watch stuff I haven't watched before and I'm fine.
But yes, Josh Stripe Hayes is... His channel gimmick is... revisiting retro games to see if they are, like, games that evoke nostalgia to see if they were actually, like, as good as you remember. And playing every MMO on the market so you don't have to. And the videos are usually 1 to 2 hours long and very well done. Like, well researched, well scripted, he's very well spoken. It's just well in every sense of the word.
Makes sense. Yeah, there are a lot of video essayists I follow. You already know about OSP.
I can't.
Lindsay Ellis is another one that I really like. The video she put out recently is extremely good, but
I've heard a lot of good things about Lindsay Ellis. I think I just haven't gotten to her yet. I cannot do OSP for reasons I will get into off stream. And
My Warframe is strong.
yeah.
I got into Super Eye Patch Wolf. I think
Patch Wolf is great.
Yeah, I think we were into that. I was recommended H Bomber Guy by a bunch of people. So I am curious. I have watched H Bomber Guy. I have mixed feelings. Would you care to elucidate why you are not into H Bomber Guy, and we can talk about it that way?
My reasons for disliking H Bomber Guy have to do with his Ruby video and it being, to my knowledge, riddled with
right.
biased errors. And,
so here's the thing. Do you think? Let us imagine if you say that the Ruby video is the only one of them that is not great. Like, in that regard. If all of the other ones are, like, relatively well-researched and unbiased, would you still dislike H Bomber Guy?
Yeah, on principle, if nothing else.
Okay, that's interesting to me, actually. Even if the Ruby thing was an isolated incident, you're enough of a Ruby head that you are not willing to, like, forgive that.
Part of the issue is Ruby is a series that people get a lot of shit for liking for no good reason.
I see. So it's a more of a meta, like, it's a environmental thing.
Part of it is also like H Bomber Guy is one of the big contributors to people just dunking on Ruby without any merit because they haven't watched it, but they have watched the H Bomber Guy video. So clearly that means they know everything, and they are perfectly fine to dunk on a series that they never touched otherwise.
This tower is ours now.
I hope you understand that I will always be happy to dunk on Ruby in an informed way.
Control of all 4
Yeah, no, I don't mind people who have actually watched the show just not liking it. I have an issue with people who watch a video essay about something and then come along and be like, yeah, no, this thing sucks. I've never touched it, but I've watched the video, so it sucks.
No, but, like, the thing is, we know those people are stupid. We don't have to care about their opinions.
I don't care, though. Like, H Bomber Guy put out a shitty video, didn't bother to update it or do anything to, like, update...
That is the biggest flaw, yes.
Yeah. And, like, also, I'm pretty sure misrepresented himself and the facts going into the video as well. So, like, I don't trust him. I don't like him.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that. I think my thing is, the reason I was able to get past that, first of all, I just didn't watch the Ruby video. I might have even, like, done, like, the opposite, where I, watched a lot of his stuff other than the Ruby video because I just wasn't interested in hearing what he had to say about Ruby.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
Which I don't know exactly what that says, but it says something. But anyway, the thing I was trying to get at there is that, from my understanding, because I tend, if I like something, I will try and seek out multiple sources from that. And because I did, because I was able to do that for a lot of the H Bomber Guy videos, I was able to determine, I think the Ruby thing was an isolated incident, and he's just, got a complex about it, which has prevented... You know, he's got the pride, which has prevented him from, going back and making corrections, which is a him problem. It is his fault.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just not invested enough in Ruby for that to matter much to me, when I know that the other stuff is generally okay. Based on, other sauces. Oh! Here's one I cannot recommend enough, but your mileage may vary because of the nature of it. Flawed Peacock.
What's that about?
So, he does videos. Extremely in-depth video essays on games. The thing that sets him apart, would you want to guess how long, for example, are you familiar with Signalis?
I've heard of it.
Which is Lovecraftian lesbian space robots.
Yeah, I've seen a fan art of it.
There is a lot of that, yes. It's a very, like, dense, story-rich game, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think his Flawed Peacock's video on Signalis was? How long would you guess?
6 hours.
Double that.
Fucking hell. I was lowballing, but I didn't expect it to be that high.
Yes. He specifically... So, he did make split it into 2 videos, one 7 hours long, one 5 hours long. But that just gives you an idea. He goes in depth, and he is... Do you know to what depth he goes? To the point that he did, in preparation for doing Signalis, because it is based on the King in Yellow, he did a 9-hour video on the King in Yellow before he did his 12-hour video on Signalis.
Jesus Christ.
So, he only uploads like once every month and a half, but that's because each upload will last you about a month and a half, depending on how long you listen per session.
Yeah, the thing is, like, a lot of longer videos, if it's longer than, like, an hour or so, I'm probably not gonna listen to the whole thing at once.
No, and it's designed for you not to do that. Because he's very good about chapter labeling as well. Like, all of the videos are, like, very specifically chapter labeled, so you can, as long as you just have a general idea of where you were, you will be able to pick up where you left off easily.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, like, I don't usually watch, like, super long videos. I will watch videos on the longer side. I can and have watched videos, like, that are 5+ hours long, if it's a topic I'm interested enough in.
Of course, yeah.
However, like, I do also see, like, sometimes I get videos popping up on my recommendations that are, like, big-ass videos. Like, look, I like video essays, but, like, if it's a topic I'm not interested in, it's like, oh, this is why this thing sucks, and it's, like, something I have, like, an enjoyment of. It's like, okay, this is 9 hours of you ranting about something I like. I'm not...
To be fair, have you considered that maybe your opinion is wrong and invalid?
I have considered that. I don't fucking care.
Yes, I know that's the correct response. I was testing you there.
Yeah. I think there was one that popped up a lot on my feed for like several months before I was like, I don't like the look of this guy's thumbnails, and I also don't look at the video titles. I'm just blocking him. I forgot his fucking name.
Well, do you remember what it was the thumbnails looked like, or like what generally what you
was like? One of them was like a Star Wars related one, and it was like Palpatine getting.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is just not something I'm invested in enough to watch video essays about. I think is my thing.
I fucking remember the bastard's name now. It was Mahler or some shit like that.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is, and I am probably better off for it.
Yeah. You are.
Mill, what's your take on video essays?
I don't really watch them, so...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
very few
To
opinions.
find out what's inside.
Yeah.
Like, I apologize for then yapping about it for so long. I was unaware.
Don't worry about it.
No, I like it when all three of us have like an interest in the thing we're talking about, right? Like they here's the thing. As it turns out, we became friends because we have a lot of topics in common. Shocking, I know. But we are usually gonna like come up with topics that a lot of us can get behind.
Yeah. Before we move on, are you familiar with Hello Future Me or Real Life lore, Fuzzy?
I am. Hello Future Me has been on my watch list for a long time. Because I really like from the title and description of the videos alone, I'm like, oh, I'm really into this. I just haven't gotten around to it. Like also remember, I like the long videos, so those take a while to get through for me.
Well, his videos are on the shorter side for the most part. They're like half an hour or so.
No, I know. That's why usually I go from longest to shortest, because I prefer the long ones. That's why I haven't gotten to him yet.
Yeah. But yeah, Real Life Lore does similar length videos, and some of those are also longer.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there are also individual video essays that are pretty good here and there that I like, but yeah.
Capture and decode the signal.
If you'd like, we can change topics to something that Mill can discuss.
No, would you like to suggest a topic?
Well, I mean, I've talked to Jack about this on previous streams, but I've been re-listening to the Dresden Files.
Right.
Yeah, as I become more and more old and busted, I have thoughts.
Well, we're getting another book in January, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to read it. I just wonder if I should.
So I'm pretty sure the last time we talked, your big issue was with Marcone.
Okay, that was the more recent stuff, but I think in hindsight, what I've generally realized that I have something of an issue with is I understand that there is an in-universe justification for it. But the books get very male-gazy and horny in a bit of a skeevy way.
I mean, that's interesting, because obviously that's something that I have also become a lot more sensitive to.
Yes.
To the point of skipping, like, portions of, well, male gaze and just, sex stuff in general, to the point of skipping, certain bits of Codex Alera when I was re-listening to it. And yet, I don't feel like it's... Certainly, I've just finished White Knight, and I don't feel like it's actually been as bad. There are certainly bits that make me roll my eyes, and so maybe it's a case of...
I think it might be a difference in tolerance level then.
I mean, it's maybe a case of it's more concentrated in Codex Alera compared to...
Yes, because there's a shorter series, less books, yeah.
Well, I think...
Or just sort of throughout, and so instead of getting to the point of me actually going, okay, fine, I'm going to skip this, it's more of a, right, roll my eyes, and 5 seconds later, we've moved on sort of thing.
Yeah, so I have...
My thought is
go ahead,
on
sorry,
that since Dresden Files is relayed basically entirely through Harry's viewpoint, and most of the sexualized stuff is when he is, not 90% of the time it's when he's, like, not in a relationship, and also when he's, like, feeling pent up.
Okay.
The context of the story, whereas Codex Alera, like, a good chunk of the cast is basically constantly horny.
I have 2 counterexamples to that. Have you read the Kincaid perspective short story?
I think I did. It's been a minute.
Do you remember?
Are you talking about the micro one, or
yes, the microfiction one?
Story?
The micro one.
Microfiction one. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, was it only me who was creeped out by the fact that when describing his daughter, he spent a lot of time on the fact that she was 18 now and hot?
I honestly don't remember it well enough to say.
I will tell you that did in fact happen. You can disbelieve me if you want, but I am very, certain that that happened, and no one questioned it at the time, which I really... Do you understand my problem with that?
Yeah.
So, you can make that argument... First of all, you can make the argument for Dresden, but what's Kincaid's excuse?
Don't know.
He's like 1,000 years old and has different morals. I don't fucking know, dude.
I mean, there is a canonical father-daughter incest couple in the show, so... Or in the series, so, yes... But that doesn't...
that relationship is treated as gross by basically everybody.
Yes, and the other thing I was getting at is, so the argument, I used the whole, it's told from Harry's perspective and he's just very horny, and especially when he's pent up. I used that argument for a long time, and then I realized something. I swear, officer, she's actually a 500-year-old vampire. It's the Watsonian versus Doylean thing that causes problems.
So here's the thing, though, Fuzzy. If you want to illustrate that a person is horny and pent up and don't want to say it straight out because the character is not going to say that straight out in their inner monologue because it's first person, how else would you go about doing that?
So...
Here is the thing, though, Jack. Dresden is actually likely to say that outright.
Yes, that is one of the things. That is one of the issues, yeah.
It's your lucky day.
And I think has said it multiple times in the last couple of books that I've read.
So, okay, yes, so he does not necessarily have that excuse,
This is a broader question. This is a broader question.
Yeah.
Okay, in general, here's the thing. You don't necessarily need to, know the answer to criticize something. Right? You don't have to know the solution to point out the problem, I think. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's how you that's how you deal with plumbing issues or lighting issues.
Yeah.
Or literally any issue for which you don't have
I will be honest. I don't know the answer to that. But I am sure that an answer exists that probably someone has already talked about somewhere, and we would just have to find it. But I personally don't know, but I don't believe that, precludes me from criticizing it, right? I'm not saying you're trying to say that. I'm just clarifying that there are people who make that argument. You are not one of them, but they do exist.
Yeah. People do exist.
Shame, isn't it?
Yeah. Crazy, right?
But yes, so, I just have a much lower tolerance than I perhaps once did for that sort of thing, and that has made me, especially in hindsight, and so, do you know what also helps? r/men writing woman is mostly a good subreddit. No, here's the thing.
We are dominating.
Mostly the points that are made well.
Yeah, no, I figured as much.
And as a result, hearing what some actual, people who have the lived experience of being a woman thought about those scenes in Dresden was an eye-opener for me.
Oh?
Yeah, a lot of women stated that they were uncomfortable. And the thing is, there were people in the comments defending by saying, well, it's the perspective thing. But the thing is, right? If you have made your reader uncomfortable, that even if it's not necessarily a problem per se, you should at least have a bit of introspection in that regard. If the people who are essentially part of your livelihood, because selling books is your livelihood, and people are your target audience, your readers are the people who are paying for the books, if they are made uncomfortable, it might be a good thing to examine why that is, and if the things that made them comfortable were absolutely necessary to the story you are trying to tell.
Well, there's also the case of sometimes you are deliberately going for something that makes them uncomfortable.
But a lot of the stuff that was pointed out was not that stuff.
Oh no, I'm not saying it is.
Again, you know what I mean. Like, when there is something that is not supposed to be making people uncomfortable in your mind, and it makes people uncomfortable, you should perhaps examine that as part of growing as a writer. Right? We should never stop growing as a writer. We stop growing as writers when we're dead.
Yeah. So, a couple of things, Fuzzy. First, I'm going to return to the Kincaid microfiction, because I've just read it a couple of times.
Oh no.
I do not agree, if I'm brutally honest. There is the only one that I sort of look at of, okay, why is a mention of newly filled out lips? That one's a little weird.
That just it's a very vibes-based thing, right? Like,
the rest of it is.
The rest of it was much like, because it didn't dwell on that that much. But like, I was like, okay, did that mention of the lips or the general description of filling out, like, did that need to be there? That did not need to be there.
But that's one mention, dude. In a lot of other descriptions of Ivy that he gives, that is more about him trying to keep himself, trying to kid himself that he doesn't care about Ivy as, the way a father would.
Another message incoming. Capture and decode the signal.
And that,
I think maybe it's just a tolerance issue then, yeah.
Ivy is just about to dismiss him isn't going to crush him. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I really don't.
I think that's fine. I just think this is one of those places where we just have a difference of opinion.
I need you to tell me where exactly you are seeing this.
I think it might have just been the lip thing. And the general vibe. And that, I think that was just enough for me to be creeped out. Like I said, this may just be a situation where we just have a different tolerance for things, and we do not, we are less forgiving of some things and more forgiving of others.
Yeah.
But yes, did you have something else to say about? I think we were. The second thing is, at the end of the day, a good portion of the Dresden Files books, because of Butcher's slowdown, are over a decade old, at least. And there has been more of a...
This tower is ours now.
...change in thinking in that period, I would say.
Okay. Things have come a long way since the early 2010s.
So, I agree that he has had
that many Dresden books stint.
So I agree with you that there has been a change in thinking. Where I may disagree is I'm not sure if the change in thinking is necessarily all positive. Because a lot of stuff happened in his personal life. But okay, before we get into...
When I say a change in thinking, I was more meaning in general, and more in a sense of people are recognizing the skeeviness of some of the monologue and are calling it out more.
Oh,
And
okay.
So when you're talking about a writer has to take notice of things that are making their audience uncomfortable when it shouldn't. We haven't had that many books since, I think the criticisms have become more than a very much a more fringe thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Admittedly, I haven't read Peace Talks and Battleground probably maybe a year after they came out.
Oh, okay. I thought you hadn't read them at all.
No, I have read them. I have obviously read
You just
them.
haven't reread them recently.
It just hasn't been a while. It's just been a while since I've reread them. I am planning to do it at the end of this re-listen. I'll probably actually just read them rather than listen to them, just because it's a pain in the ass trying to get new audiobooks. But
even though
I will do it.
Even though they are voiced by Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah, even that, I don't have the money.
Also, James Marsters is a good narrator.
He's just like, I want to like hang out with him occasionally. This is like that sort of guy.
No, he seems like a pretty cool dude. But so yes, I can't. Maybe I'm just making excuses for Butcher at this stage. I don't know.
No, I think you are right to a certain extent that it is too early to tell. In many ways. So I agree with you there.
Look, Jim Butcher may have his issues with it, but he's not as bad as, like, the stereotypical worst-case scenario of she breasted boobly to the stairs and titted downwards.
Well, I was gonna say he's no Stephen King. He's not 11-year-old sewer orgy himself.
Yeah,
Butcher gets close, but he's not quite there.
No, he gets closer than I would be.
Yes, it is. That is an issue, isn't it?
There is a lot of mention of tips of breasts that I don't think are necessary.
Oh, absolutely. I remember some of those mentions. I remember him mentioning breasts a lot.
Not just breasts. He like talks a lot about nipples as well.
Yeah. Well, that's where tips of breasts comes in.
Well, yes, but no, he specifically focuses on that part.
Look, we're not going to kink shame him for having a nipple fetish, but...
I mean, if nothing else, it made me realize that I don't think I mentioned my female character's breast once in my writing.
Yeah.
Which, again, makes sense. I am also writing in first person, and my main character is Ace Arrow and has no interest in sex. But yeah,
and that's definitely has nothing to do with your actual real life inclinations.
Oh
either.
no, definitely not.
Definitely
not.
no.
Definitely not because I really didn't want to
letting
have
their
to
like
try and
own
write
personal
romance.
emotions bleed into the writing. What? Are you crazy?
As it turns out, writing what you know is actually pretty sound advice.
Yeah, it's definitely not because I couldn't be bothered trying to write a fucking allosexual protagonist.
I mean, it's not even that writing what you know is easier. Writing what you know is usually not even optional. It kind of just happens accidentally, unless you're actively avoiding it. That's just how the human brain works. But yes, so I agree with you on some of them. I have not stated my final reason for not being as into the Dresden Files as I used to be.
Go on.
I'm in a different place in my life now, where I do not derive any sort of enjoyment from the fact that it's misery porn. Explicitly, by the way. This is not a debate. He is on record saying that his goal with the Dresden Files is to make Harry Dresden suffer as much as possible. It is, like, canonically, word of God, it is misery porn.
To be fair, Fuzzy, I think that is probably not helped by, the events of Battleground.
Yes, I was gonna say, case in point, Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
No, it's Battleground singular. if it was Battlegrounds plural, it would break the naming.
Oh, okay, yeah, Battleground. So, because, like, here's the thing. It's not even that it happened. It's that it happened in possibly the most insulting way possible.
Marines inbound.
Am I wrong?
No.
No.
And that's what makes me so upset, is I'm just not in a place in my life where that's no longer why I read books.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm there for anymore, and I think that's why, at this point, I am in too deep to not read the series to its conclusion.
We're probably gonna get somewhere between, I think we're getting 8 more books.
Yeah, because there's the Apocalyptic Trilogy, and there's like 5 to 6 more mainline books.
Yeah.
So it's like 8 or 9 more books.
So next one we're getting is
It's Mirror Mirror, right?
12 months. Then
No,
Mirror
12
Mirror.
months, then Mirror Mirror.
God, Mirror Mirror has been delayed further and further as it goes along. I'm starting to wonder if Mirror Mirror will actually come out, or if he's just going to scrap the idea entirely.
Give me a second, because Butcher did a fucking panel relatively recently and talked about future plans. So I just need to find.
But anyway, so yes, while you're looking for that,
ones I know about are the one he wants to do a professional wrestling murder mystery involving, I think it's like
Stay focused.
Mesoamerican gods, and also another Denarian book, because of course.
All 4 towers.
but yeah, I cannot, like, I think for me, that being the premise is not something that I can derive enjoyment from anymore.
Understandable.
Like, to me,
The world's already bleak enough as it is.
yeah, I was like, when I was younger, and I hadn't realized how damaged I was, the ignorance in bliss phase, I was able to, the hype moments in Aura, because let's be honest, Dresden Files kind of is a series that is built around a lot of hype moments in Aura. But for me,
The motherfucking T-Rex, etc.
yes, of course. For me, the ratio of hype moments in Aura to just making me sad, my tolerance has shifted in the opposite direction. Before, I could handle it. I cannot anymore. Which is basically, yes, that is what I've been trying to say.
Okay, so he said he wants to have Mirror Mirror done before the promotional touring for 12 months happens.
Okay, that's a solid plan.
So his goals haven't finished in the next few months.
Yeah. He's also done 2 short stories and another novella since finishing 12 months.
Also, he has a history of being prolific enough that he's not as prolific as Will White, but he has, at his peak, been prolific enough that he can manage all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I put him on par with Will White and Brandon Sanderson in terms of volume of writing per time period.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
So,
do you know what's
and
funny?
then-
Stop falling apart.
Yeah, so... And then in terms of the future stuff, so Mirror Mirror is 19. There's going to be 22 case books, which means we've got another heist, the pro wrestling book, Body Slam, and then a kaiju / time travel, and then the apocalyptic trilogy.
Oh, so is the heist another Denarian book then?
Presumably.
You would think so, yes.
Unless it's also the murder mystery book.
It could, yes, those two things do have a significant amount of overlap, so I would not be shocked.
Yeah. That's sort of the main thing from in that sense, in terms of future stuff.
For a second there, my brain was like, "Oh, is the stream over already?" When you said that.
No, I mean we should be probably getting close to wrapping it up. We're about to hit 2 hours.
No, I know, but when you said in terms of future stuff, my brain has been programmed.
Yeah.
Yes, because the human brain is a magical and terrible thing.
It's just the corpus.
Pavlov.
Butcher has also said that once either fucking whatchamacallit, Cinder Spires or Dresden is done, he's got an epic fantasy planned.
Ooh.
Where art makes magic happen. Fantasy Incredibles type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tracks.
So, yeah. We shall see.
Yes, basically, I appreciate a lot of the stuff Jim Butcher does. I have some concerns, and those concerns, I believe, are not entirely unjustified.
No, they're not.
And also, I am in a place in my life where those specific types of stories do not appeal to me as much as they would have once.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, in that case, shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
Seems as good a place as any.
Okay, well, hang on, let's leave us on this screen, because it's a pretty cool looking world map.
It is.
So, would you like to go through the spiel, Mill and Jack?
Sure.
Thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to us talk shit for 2 hours. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Saturday should be the fucking first part of the anime villains tier list this time. Hopefully nothing will come up again, but we shall see. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon, yo.
And otherwise, hopefully we'll see you on Thursday. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.